In Colombia, there are over 5.5 million people displaced from their territories due to the internal armed conflict. 48% of these people are boys, girls, and young people who continue to live in zones where the conflict persists. They are displaced boys, girls, and young people between the ages of 6 and 26. In various regions of the country, more than 30% of the out-of-school population consists of displaced boys, girls, and young people. Many of them have lost interest in education and do not feel that returning to school will be important for their futures. Many teachers have also been forced to flee by threats or extortions, and therefore there is a lack of qualified teachers. Adequate educational facilities do not exist. In certain areas of the country, 40% of these boys, girls, and young people already have their own children. They are boys, girls, and young people who must work to satisfy their basic needs in order to contribute to their family's income. It is impossible for them to study and work at the same time. And schools do not teach them how to work. The education offered in schools is not relevant to the context and culture in which they live. What could the consequences be for a country if boys, girls, and young people forcibly displaced do not attend school? They could be forcibly recruited to the armed conflict. Without opportunities, the armed groups become an option. Seeking to satisfy their basic needs, they become involved in illicit activities. These vulnerable boys, girls, and young people end up becoming victims of anti-personnel mines or abandoned explosive devices. The boys, girls, and young people can also become victims of sexual violence, or in many cases, they become mortal victims. These consequences perpetuate violations of rights. They perpetuate poverty, violence, and conflict. Education distances boys, girls, and young people from the armed conflict. Education provides boys, girls, and young people with opportunities for their lives. Additionally, education, adapted to the context in which they live, provides girls, boys, and young people with tools for building peace. Education fosters a protective environment for students in conflict zones. It gives real possibilities to these new generations. It gives them hope and a concrete life project.
Bueno, el bachillerato pasicultor a mí me enseñó de que en realidad los sueños se cumplen y de que vale la pena luchar por sus sueños.